Hi, I'm Elena with Bright Futures. I'm here with Michael, one of the seniors at Bright Futures, who's getting ready to head off to college, and we're just going to hear a little bit about his story and his experience working with us. So hi, Michael.
Hello.
So what was the primary benefit of working with Bright Futures in your opinion?
So I'd say the biggest benefit of working with Bright Futures is just that they focused on the fit rather than the prestige of the college. It's really easy to go off like US News reports or these like rankings of which college is the best, but it really is how good the atmosphere of the college fits each individual person, and that's probably, I'd say, the most important factor in considering a college in the first place. And just by working with Bright Futures, they kind of repeatedly emphasized that until I realized it myself. And it was good because they weren't forcing me to do anything, so if I really felt like prestige was the way to go, I could have gone down that path, but just by suggesting things and by directing me in the right direction, eventually I came around and realized it myself when visiting colleges in the first place, so I feel like that was the biggest benefit.
Awesome. So when did you start working with Bright Futures?
So I started before high school, so before 9th grade.
Okay. Do you think it was an advantage getting started with us that early?
Definitely. I feel like just by having a college counselor, a college help throughout high school just kept me thinking about things. Even if it was something as small as like a thought, like just where do I want to go to college or where do I see myself after high school. It was much better to start early because it kept reminding me that this is coming up, so it didn't like catch me off guard. So by having these like regular meetings with Dr. Denard to check up on how I was feeling about certain colleges, had I looked into certain colleges and their programs and if they fit me or not, I was always having these checkups just to make sure that I was thinking about these things, because it truly is something you can't complete the whole search process in just like a couple weeks, because there's so many colleges and so many factors to consider that it really helps to be thinking about them across the span of maybe even a couple of years.
That sounds spot on, thank you. A really stressful part for a lot of students is the application process and that whole admission season. What was that like for you? Because there's a lot of to-do items, there's a lot of things that need to get done. Was it easy, difficult?
By nature, I'm a more proactive person rather than a reactive person. And just like I plan ahead to do my homework and I tend to do things earlier, I had the same mindset when approaching college applications. So I had a lot of things to do. Some were more matter of fact, like where I live and the whole checklist things. And then some were subjective things that I had to really spend my time thinking about, like the essays and short answers and things like that. So just by good planning and doing things early, like stopping procrastination, I got all the checklist stuff done pretty early. And actually one thing that I guess helped me to do that was the application camp. The application camp, which I mean, it is helpful just to have a structured time just to go there and get it done, because you really can get it done within a couple hours of just focused work on it. So I guess that was a good place that I could just get it done. Otherwise, I'd go work at the library or like a local coffee shop or something. And then the essays took naturally just more time, more thinking about it and brooding. So I wrote a lot of drafts, things I liked, I didn't like, and eventually came to an essay I think was pretty reflective of me. And definitely the essay camp helped with that, just flesh out some of my ideas and get me thinking about a lot of topics.
So what did you end up writing your essay about?
So I ended up writing my essay about Hurricane Harvey and sort of a different perspective I had from a kayak. So
a kayak?
Yeah, so I was a victim of Hurricane Harvey, so we were displaced from our house and ended up living at a friend's house who was not living in their house at the time. So we were out of school for 2 weeks, and during those 2 weeks the floodwaters were just like there, or I guess they receded like towards the end of those 2 weeks, but earlier on when school was completely out, there was still a lot of floodwaters. A lot of people hadn't even left their house yet. They might have just been staying on the second story or whatever. So having nothing really to do, I didn't really work on my application too much in that time.
Understandable.
Yeah, so we went to the local junior high where a lot of people are gathering to set up like rescue missions or like deliver supplies and food and things like that to people in these neighborhoods. So I went there with my family, and one of our friends had a kayak that I took for multiple days to just go ride in, deliver food, help out with small things, and just help wherever I could, because our family was lucky enough to have this house to live in, and some people didn't have anywhere to go, maybe didn't have any friends who opened their house to them, so they needed people who could deliver food or supplies or just help with little things like that.
Sounds like just the kayak in general is pretty reflective of your resourcefulness and your consideration all in one. Great. What college did you end up saying yes to, and why?
So I chose to go to Duke University next year in North Carolina, and I decided to go there because it fit all of the conditions that I wanted in a college. So one being just that it's a place that you work hard and you play hard in. So definitely the work is very rigorous, and everyone there kind of knows what they're doing, or it was at the top of their high school. And but at the same time, they have a lot of fun. The atmosphere is very laid back, and people are definitely like studying a lot in their own time, and they have a whole system worked out for themselves. But there's also a lot of vibrancy, I guess, in the air. Like definitely people are really excited. There's a lot of hype about the basketball games and just these student activities, student groups. There's just a lot of energy there, and I just feel like it's going to be a really good place for me.
Well, you sound more energetic talking about that than everything you've said up until now, so I feel like that is absolutely going to be a good fit for you. And Michael, thank you so much for doing this, and I will speak for Dr. Denard and say that it's an absolute privilege to work with students like you. So thank you.
Thank you.